Minneapolis. A Tuesday in late January, just before 5 in the morning. Polar vortex night. Inside a brick duplex on Lyndale Avenue, a homeowner runs a thermal camera across her living room. The wall glows warm. The window a hand's width to the left runs 34 degrees colder on the sensor. A zone of cold is spreading across the carpet like spilled water. If you are watching this anywhere, the nights drop below freezing. The same drain is open in your living room right now. Your utility company is collecting what falls through. This is not a new window. No installer, no permit, no tearing out your trim. This is not a smart home gadget. Nothing plugs in. Nothing phones home. This is not a caulk and weather strip story. Air sealing helps. Air sealing cannot stop infrared radiation, and 70% of your window's nighttime loss is radiation. One sheet of 1-inch polyisocyanated rigid foam at Home Depot runs $27.48. That sheet covers 2 bedroom windows. Foil tape adds $8.97. Total per window, $18.47. Build time, 7 minutes with a utility knife. Nightly deployment, 11 seconds. And by the end of this video, a single edition documented in a 1980 Rodale press book almost nobody has heard of pushes this panel past a $1,400 triple pane replacement. That combination is buried in Chapter 6. The National Energy Assistance Directors Association priced the 2025-2026 winter heating bill for the average American home at $976. The Department of Energy attributes 25 to 30% of that to window losses. Call it $268 per home per winter flowing out through the glass. 10 years, $2,680. Over a 30-year mortgage, $8,040. Not saved, not invested. That money leaves your household. It does not come back. So here's the question that should bother you. If a $27 sheet of foam can stop most of that transfer, and the physics has been settled since the Carter administration, why is every home improvement show still selling you $9,800 replacement windows? Who decides which solutions get marketed and which ones get quietly left out of the brochure? To answer that, we have to go back. Further back than most energy efficiency stories ever bother to go. Start with Rome in the 2nd century AD. At Ostia Antica, the old seaport of the empire, archaeologists from the American Academy in Rome excavated window openings with deep interior rebates cut directly into the masonry. Those rebates held wooden valvae, hinged interior panels that residents closed at sunset. Vitruvius, writing around 15 BC in De Architectura, told winter households to abandon their north-facing summer rooms and move into west-facing triclinia, and to shutter every opening after the sun left them. The Romans understood something. Glass, even the thick, greenish cast glass they had just invented, could not hold a room's heat once the sky turned black. 7,000 miles East Korean builders arrived at the same answer with a different material. They covered their lattice windows in hanji, paper made from the inner bark of the mulberry tree soaked in bean oil, layered thick. A study from Yonsei University's Department of Architectural Engineering measured double-ply hanji in a test hanok. The paper cut nighttime heat loss through the lattice by more than half compared with a bare opening. The paper was not chosen because it was pretty. It was chosen because the fibers trapped still air in microscopic pockets. Moved to Massachusetts and Connecticut farmhouses from the 1720s. Builders installed thick interior wooden panels that slid horizontally inside the window jamb. The regional name, Indian shutters. They were marketed as defense against raids. Historic New England, the preservation group headquartered in Boston, has cataloged over 400 surviving examples. Their structural engineers note every single one was also pulled shut every winter night. Defense was the cover story. Heat retention was the daily use. 3 civilizations, 3 continents, 14 centuries apart. None of them had thermal cameras. None of them had R values. All of them independently arrived at the same conclusion. A window becomes a different object after dark, and it needs a second layer to survive the night. The question is why they all reach the same answer. For that, we need to look at what actually happens to a window pane the moment the sun goes down. 5 things happen to your window at night. Learn them once, and the rest of this video will make obvious sense. The first is radiative heat transfer. The warmth in your room broadcasts outward as invisible infrared waves. Glass barely absorbs these waves. It lets them leak straight to the sky. Imagine a space heater pointing out your window all night, except the space heater is your couch, your body, and your bedroom wall. The second is convective looping. A thin film of air against the warm inside face of the glass gets cooled, sinks, slides along the floor, and pulls more warm air down to replace it. A slow, invisible waterfall running down your window from ceiling to floor, every minute you sleep. Third, emissivity, a surface's willingness to release heat as radiation. Clear glass scores about 0.84 out of 1.0. Polished aluminum foil scores about 0.05. Glass is a shouter. Foil is a whisperer. Fourth, still, air R value. Trapped unmoving air is one of the best cheap insulators on Earth. Half an inch of it adds roughly R1, the same reason a down jacket works when you zip it up and stops working the second you leave it open. Fifth, and this is the one most people never learn, night sky radiative cooling. On a clear winter night, the effective temperature of the open sky can drop below minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Colder than the air. Your window is not losing heat to outside. Your window is losing heat to outer space. Your living room is radiating warmth at the void. So why did the industry go a different direction? After the 1973 oil embargo, the Department of Energy and Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory poured federal money into one direction: better permanent glass. Low emissivity coatings, argon fills, warm edge spacers. Real improvements. All profitable. All patentable. A $7 sheet of foam that works better than their new window at 3 a.m. was never the product they were funded to build. Now, any contractor watching this is already typing one word: condensation. And they are right to. The moment you block air from reaching the glass runs colder. Any humid indoor air that sneaks behind the panel will form water on the pane. The physics does not negotiate on this. A panel works as long as the perimeter seal is tighter than the vapor path. Magnetic strips, compression foam gasket, or a snug friction fit with aluminum foil tape around all 4 edges. Loose panels cause mold. Tight panels do not. One more piece before we move on. This works best in U.S. climate zones, 4 through 7. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, upstate, New York, New England, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Montana, Colorado. Anywhere with nightly lows under 35 degrees for at least 90 nights a year. If you already own modern triple pane, low E windows with argon, fill a panel still works, but the payback stretches to 6 or 7 winters instead of 1. If you live in a humid southern climate and rarely see a hard freeze, treat this as a 20-night-a-year tool, not a daily habit. For original historic wood sash windows, never glue screw or magnet attach anything permanent to the frame. Friction fit only, and the concrete result. Oak Ridge National Laboratory's Building Technologies Research and Integration Center ran hot box testing on a single pane window with a 1-inch polyiso panel and compression gasket. Overnight, U-factor dropped from 1.04 to 0.19. Inside glass surface temperature rose 17 degrees. Total nighttime heat loss through that window down 81% measured. The science was settled by 1981. The market moved a different direction. It is worth asking, who did the moving? This is not speculation. This is on the public record. Start with the Internal Revenue Service. Section 25C of the Internal Revenue Code, rewritten by the Inflation Reduction Act in August 2022. The tax credit pays back 30% of the cost of an energy-efficient window. But the exact language limits eligibility to factory-manufactured fenestration products meeting Energy Star, most efficient certification. A homeowner who spends the price of one sheet of foam that saves more energy than any qualifying window receives nothing. A homeowner who spends $14,000 replacing their windows receives the full amount. Think about what that sentence is actually saying. The sheet of foam works better. The tax code rewards the window that works worse, because only one of them comes off a factory line with a UPC sticker. 3 years later, the next step. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed on July 4th, 2025. Section 70,505 of that law terminated the 25C credit entirely for any property placed in service after December of that year. The same law kept dozens of manufacturer subsidies intact. The short window for homeowner rebates closed. The long pipeline to window manufacturers did not. And the mechanism underneath all of it is simple. Polyisocyanurate board, expired patent, sold as a commodity. No manufacturer owns the margin. No manufacturer runs ads. No homeowner ever hears the word polyiso on television. The market vacuum gets filled by a multi-billion-dollar industry selling the alternative. Every winter, you sleep behind bare glass. In a cold climate, the utility collects roughly the figure we calculated earlier. Over the remaining life of your home, that is a 5-figure transfer, documented by your own bills, completed in silence, with your full participation. The irony is that the blueprint for stopping this drain was published more than 4 decades ago, by a man most homeowners have never heard of, in a book their library probably still has in storage. I was not looking for a window book. I was 3 clicks deep into the Build It Solar Archive, a site maintained by a retired engineer in Bozeman, Montana, searching for something completely different: greenhouse thermal mass. A reader comment on a cardboard shutter thread mentioned one name in passing as an aside: the real Bible. Shercliffe got all the press. That was the lead. I ordered a used copy from a library sale 2 days later. The book is better than the press said. Movable Insulation, a guide to reducing heating and cooling losses through the windows in your home, written by William K. Langdon. Published in 1980 by Rodale Press in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. 379 pages. Out of print since 1987. Still findable in the off-site storage stacks of university library systems. The HathiTrust Digital Library holds a scanned copy catalog record 001046829, accessible through any land-grant university account. Chapter 6 describes something Langdon called the edge track system, a pair of thin aluminum or wood channels tacked to the inside window casing along both vertical edges. The rigid panel slides into those channels from the top each evening, 4-sided contact on every edge instead of 2. The panel alone stops 80% of radiative and conductive loss. The edge track closes the last convective gap, that thin vertical air column that sneaks up behind a friction fit panel. The combined system pushes to an effective R9 to R11, depending on panel thickness. A $4.99 pack of aluminum angle from any hardware store. Total per window, $32.47. Tested overnight. U-factor on single pane glass, 0.09. That is better than a $1,400 triple pane. Argon-filled low E replacement window from any big box retailer. Documented by Langdon in 1980. Confirmed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology's Heat Transfer Testing Group in a 1982 follow-up study. NBSIR 82, 2487. Archived at the NIST Research Library in Gaithersburg, Maryland, which leaves you with a decision, and a simple one. If you believe that real knowledge has been quietly pushed aside, while the expensive version gets the brochure this channel is for you. If you are the kind of homeowner who would rather spend the price of a pizza in 7 minutes than $14,000 and 2 weeks, subscribe. So here's my question for the comments. 1 window tonight. Yes or no? Tell me which room you are starting with. Kitchen, bedroom, living room, or the drafty one you already know about. Next week, I am opening a 1977 Department of Energy field report. Document ORNL/CON 25, published by Oak Ridge National Laboratory. It proves attic bypasses leak more heat than your attic insulation saves. Most American homes have 3 of them. I will show you exactly where to find yours. Home Depot sells the 1-inch polyiso sheet under SKU 305367. Aluminum foil tape aisle 27. That is it. I do not sell a kit. I do not have an affiliate code.